So in the small business entrepreneurial game, you meet a lot of different people, and it has been, since I started out in business probably like 6 years ago, it's been one of the things at the front of my mind that I've always said to people is, find someone that you can model, or, find someone who can hold you accountable to what you need to do on a daily basis. Having a coach or a mentor, it's like shortcutting your way to success, you know what I mean? Like, so many people will try and do things themselves and be like, oh no, I want to figure it out on my own, because they've got a bit of a chip on their shoulder that they want to do something themselves. I can say to you right now, playing the waiting game is not worth it. Like, get things done as efficiently and as quickly as possible. And having someone like Lewis on your team is going to do absolute wonders for your business, because it's going to help you cut through all of the things that might be clouding your judgment. Like, you may be thinking that you're doing what's best for your business, but in reality, you need someone there who actually listens to you and actually knows what your best interests are. So to have someone there behind you, and they're always in your court as well, but having someone to hold you accountable to what you have to do day in, day out is an absolute massive savior, especially if you're in business on your own, and especially if you haven't been in business for long. I'm not a big numbers person at all. I rarely do my accounting, and up until I absolutely had to do it, I always leave numbers and things like that to the last minute. And one thing we quickly discovered was that the fact that I didn't know what was going in and going out on a weekly basis was absolutely killing our productivity, killing my cash flow, and that's been a really huge wake-up call for me as a business owner, is monitoring it from week to week, day to day, that your numbers aren't always as good as they seem, and recognizing that really quickly is probably the best thing that you can do for the business. And now that I have recognized, what my numbers are doing, Lewis and I work on them every single week. It's the first thing we do before we do anything else. How is your numbers? What's going on in your business? And it's as I said before, clarity is a massive thing for me. And now I have clarity around actually, well, where am I at with this business right now? So for me, I've now got clarity over my entire thing. I wake up in the morning and I know exactly what is happening and why that is happening. If you don't know your numbers, then you may not know what areas you're falling down in, if you are falling down. So, if you're looking to scale and you're looking to grow, you've got to get on top of your numbers ASAP. So I think getting a coach and a mentor like Lewis is a massive priority for anyone who has huge goals in business. Like, if you've ever thought to yourself, man, I feel like I'm meant to be doing more than I am currently, or, you've got a massive dream and you want to chase it, but you've just got no idea how to get there, like, it's for people like that are really going to get the most benefit out of it, is that, if you really know deep within yourself that you are meant to be doing more and you're meant to be a high achiever, one of the people that, you see in newspapers, like, people talk about you on the internet and all that sort of stuff, if you see yourself as being a really high achiever, and I know for me, I definitely do, I see myself being on stage and, helping millions of people around the world, not just a small batch of people, then, getting a coach just like Lewis, getting Lewis as a coach is, the number one thing you can do for yourself. Yeah. I think everything is just as applicable to you, if you're a professional compared to whether you own a business or not, if not more. Like, for me as a business owner, I don't have anyone to compete with, like, I own the business. So if I want to have a day off, I can have a day off. I'm not going to get fired. But I know that there's a lot of professionals out there who can make an absolute killing if only they can stand out from the rest of the pack that surrounds them. And, to be honest, it's young professionals who I would say need a coach possibly even more than what business owners do, purely because there's so much competition around them. Every single day you go to work and you're being compared to the person next to you in line for that, for that next position. So if you want to get yourself ahead of the game and really stand out from the rest of the pack, you need a coach, you need to be on top of the ball with everything. Yeah. And the same goes again too, if you really care about your company's growth as well, then you've got to invest in a coach for everyone. You know, like it doesn't just go for you on an individual level. A company doesn't grow from one person, you know, unless you're a one-man band and you're happy doing that. A company grows with teams growing together, you know, and you can't just have one person. You know, if I go out and I get coaching and then I come back and all my, you know, my whole team's there, it's like, hey, I've got to get these guys on the same page that I am on. Otherwise there's going to be a misbalance, you know, there. So I think especially if you're, you know, if you want your company to grow, you really care about the growth of your company and your own role within that company, you've got to get everyone else on board with your coaching as well. Yeah.